We can all be susceptible to doubt in our spiritual lives. And I bet that, like me, you probably had questions at one time or another in your life, or maybe you are right now, where you might think to yourself, is this all true, or is this kind of just made up by human beings in some way? Did Jesus really live on earth? Did he really rise from the dead? Did he really say all the things that he said? And did all of these things happen like this? This looks like it could be really made up in some way or another. And I think that it's natural for us to have those kind of thoughts because, I think in life we are taught to be, and rightfully so, at least skeptical of things and to question things that are, or and to bring them to a certain level of scrutiny so that we can test things to see what's good and to keep that. And that's like actually a message from the Bible, test the spirits and retain what is good. Today in our first reading, we have a great example of how we can see that the church's origins and the church's teaching, and from the time of the apostles, is something that is more than just human origins. So there's a Pharisee named Gamaliel, and he speaks to the rest of the Sanhedrin, it says. And he speaks to them and talking about these different leaders that have risen up amongst the Jews in times past, and how they grew a great following to themselves. But the two examples he gives, both of them died or they were killed, and all of their followers were scattered. And so what he's doing is he's making a comparison to Jesus, who was killed, and now they see that the disciples of Jesus have kind of risen up in a certain way, and they continue to be, an issue for the Pharisees and the rest of the Sanhedrin, teaching in his name. But he tells them that if this is of human origin, it will destroy itself, just like those other ones did in the past. But he said, if it is from God, we will not be able to destroy that. You will not be able to destroy it, and you might even find yourself fighting against God. The church has endured over the centuries, not because human beings have just tried harder or tried to make more eloquent arguments about the faith, but because it is a church that has been established by Jesus Christ, and he has imbued it with the power of the Holy Spirit and the sacraments. And because of that, the church continues in spite of our human weakness, in spite of all the scandalous things people in the church have done over the years. And that doesn't mean that we have free reign in the church to do whatever we want or to say whatever we want, so that because we know, Jesus will take care of it all, he'll kind of sort it all out and make sure the church keeps going. No, that's not it at all. But rather that we have divine origins with Jesus in the church. And because it's of divine origin, the church cannot be destroyed. And so I think that for us, it's always something to take stock in. If you look from the beginning of the time of the church, if you look up anything, there's always been times of questioning. There's constantly, and testing the faith. And people in the church, we're always trying to test the faith so that we might grow stronger. We believe that truth wins out, and that truth is in Jesus. And so it's only helped us to grow stronger. It's only helped God's people to grow in a way that is more real and genuine. And so let's take heart in that today, knowing that Jesus really is raised from the dead, and the church that he has given us is of divine origin, and it's not something that was created by human beings or anything like that. So we give thanks to God for that today, and continue to put our trust in him alone, and then live into the church that he has given all of us.